Welcome to the CFG GameCast episode number 69. You know what? This is a special occasion, so we got to do something a little bit in the mix here. All right, there we go. I am Mr. CFG Games, Davis Green, and with me are my two awesome co-hosts. I got Lex in the second seat. How are you doing, Lex?
I'm good. I missed you guys last weekend. It was so weird to be unplugged and to not talk to you guys for that extent of time. It was scary. I didn't like it. I don't know if y'all going. Everyone's like, you went on vacation. I didn't really go on vacation. It was kind of a mandatory thing, but we did have fun. I got stung by a jellyfish, so that was delightful. Thank you.
Oh my god! What the heck? So wait, you never really told us the story of that. What the heck happened?
So I went in the water with Dust's mom because that's why we were there. She was getting married, and so I was like, "Hey, let's go body surf." She's like, "Okay." So we ran out there, and I had my hair down. I didn't have it up in the bun. And we're going, and we got pretty far out. I'd say we went past like the shelf of the reef, where like the waves were coming up over our heads, and so we were having to jump and body surf. And all of a sudden, I felt something get stuck in my hair, and it felt like something just kind of rolled across my back. And I grabbed my hair to shake it because I was like, "Oh, dang, it's in my hair." And I looked at Dust's mom. I said, I just got stung. She said, "No way." I said, "Yep." And we got out of the water a little bit later because it didn't bug me. I've been stung before. I know what they're like. And his little cousin had been stung prior, and nobody believed the poor guy. I was like, "No, he's out there. Look." And my back was all just across the back of it. And Dust was like, "Oh my God, they're raised." It's like, we're getting stung. Like, there's definitely jellyfish.
Wait, was there no like warnings that there were jellyfishes in the area? That's the one thing I'm surprised. Don't they usually do jellyfish warnings?
I mean, if it's during a season where like there's a lot of babies, which there were at one point, we would walk Opie on the beach at night because that's the only place to walk her, and that's where we were staying, was right on the beach. You could see baby jellyfish glowing in the sand because the high tide had come and then pushed out real fast, and so all of the little baby jellies were like neon blue in the sand, which was pretty cool. But no, they don't warn you. I mean, if there's man-o-war in the water, they will.
Yeah.
Okay.
But jellyfish, nah, because it's not that bad.
Well, the jellyfish that we have in in the US are nowhere near as bad as what they are in like Australia. You know, the ones that like can kill you by just touching you.
Doesn't pee neutralize the venom?
No, it's a lie.
That is false. People are just looking to pee on people.
Yeah. So it's false. That doesn't actually work. I'm sure like the warmth of it might feel good because you just got out of cold water, you got stung. Someone offered to pee on me and I said no.
Really? Someone really did offer?
This was all a ploy to get peed on.
The boys are like, "Oh, but I don't pee on your back. Like, get off me. Or get out of here, R. Kelly." So, meat tenderizer actually is really works well. It's kind of like the same concept. Like, you don't want to dip your hand after you burn it in cold water. You want to put like flour or like an egg on top of your hand. So it's kind of the same concept. Like, meat tenderizer helps, but you kind of just gotta suck it up. It's not really that bad. They're just itchy now. And it's like right where my bra straps are, which is a little frustrating, but other than that, they're fine.
Knowing people, they'll be like, "Hey, let me pee on you to make sure that sting is all right." Then when they're done, you're like, "I don't think this is gonna work." You tell them this may or may not work afterwards. Like, you just peed on me. It's terrible.
I had an experience as a kid where I got stung bad, like from my neck down to my torso. I was stung. Like they were in my bathing suit top. Like that's how bad it was.
Oh my gosh!
And I got out of the water, like pulled my bathing suit top and like shook it, and like a jellyfish dropped. My little cousin, he's probably 4, immediately just started pissing all over me. I was like,
it's like, and the rest is history.
Yep. So I learned that didn't work.
I love Citizen B's comment. R. Kelly started that rumor. So we'll go with that. Oh my God. All right. And we got the 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty on the third seat. What's going on, my dude?
Not a whole lot, my friends. It has been super busy work-wise for me, so I actually took this week off from streaming. I got some games in last night. We played some Call of Booty with Ducky, BTB, NBoss, Doc. Had a ton of fun last night playing with them. But yeah, other than that, just keeping it chill, trying to make it through this next week here. And once I get through next week, things should settle down a little bit. And I do have to say, I am still very much enjoying Metal Gear Solid 5. I've really reconnected with the game and I'm enjoying playing it. So I'm not even trying to, I've already conceded. I have admitted defeat. That is going to Extra Life. Speaking of which, Extra Life, y'all, you be on the lookout. We're going to be doing our stream, 24-hour stream for Extra Life here on the 7th. So look for more details on that. It's going to be a great cause for children's hospitals around the country. So.
Oh yeah, that's going to be fun. Yeah, we had our first meeting of it today, and we have a lot of cool things coming in the mix of it. So that's going to be cool. Hey, you know what? That $100, you need to do it on my Extra Life. Just letting you know.
I will. I promise. Look. I am a man of my word, and absolutely, I'm not gonna. It's not like I'm not gonna donate it to my own. Look, I did it. What?
Right. Okay. Yeah.
What if to win some of my hair?
Oh my god!
I know.
You want to have a?
I'm gonna use it as a goatee.
You're gonna shave it all off and just make a little hair person of your goatee. That's disturbing.
Yeah. Like, oh, look at my Lex doll.
Make a little Smitty out of his beard.
It's like we get Twiggy Lynn to be a part of that. It's like we'll use Smitty's beard to make an Among Us character with his hair. That's basically what it's going to do.
Long ago.
I can donate some Opie hair to help out.
See, there you go. We'll have to outsource a little bit.
Wow.
What about you, man? What have
I been? Yeah. I've been busy as always, man. Just been working on some extra projects for the website, doing a big migration. Been working on that. I'm gonna give a shout out to a company, to 8-Bit Do. They sent me, I would have to say, they sent me the best like third-party controller. It's this one. This controller is good. Can play on your Nintendo Switch and on Steam. So it's a Steam controller that you can play, but it feels so good to the touch, and it's Bluetooth. It uses Bluetooth connection with USB 3 with the USB 3.0 a USB-C jack, and I'm like, wow, this thing is amazing, man. It's like, it was really, really cool. So I definitely, so I've been messing around with it, been just trying some different kinds of modes, and I'm like, and surprisingly enough, I choose that controller over my Pro controller on my Nintendo Switch, which is
interesting.
Yeah, very good. It's a very good feel, because it's like a Super Nintendo controller with PlayStation handles, like the original PlayStation handles, and it just feels so good. So I'll definitely give a thumbs up. So shout out to 8-Bit Dude. Thank you for sending us a controller like that. So that was really awesome. And right now I've just been catching up with some of the reviews that we have. We got some really cool reviews that we're going to be posting up next week as well. So yeah, and I think the controller's not even that expensive. I think it's like $30 or $40.
Oh, that's not bad at all, dude.
Yeah, really good controller. So nothing but praise for me on that one. So I'll definitely give them some shots.
You should play Careless Whispers again and get real close to the mic and say, "It's so good."
Okay, close up on me, Smitty.
Do it. Hold up the controller, though. You got to hold up the controller.
Give me a minute. I'm just gonna get Careless Whispers.
I'm staging this right now. Shh, guys.
This controller is so good. It's not even funny. This controller is like baby making music on the acid right there. There we go. There we go. Oh my god. Oh man.
You're all welcome.
So there you go. 69, man. We only get to reach episode 69 once, you know? So that's what we got to do. So anyways, I know y'all don't want to be talking to hear. You want to hear my Barry White good radio voice all day. So let's go to the normal rigmarole that we normally like to do. Each of us picks a new topic of discussion within video games from the previous week. The topic would or could be a specific game or something that happened in the gaming industry itself. And we don't want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want you, the viewers on Twitch, to be a part of the conversation. So if you have something to say, by all means, post it inside the chat. We would love to discuss it with y'all. We do not judge. Anything is on the table there. Just be cool, So let's get down to it. Smitty,
my turn.
What are you bringing to the table?
Yo, so I don't know if you guys saw here recently, but Sony kind of did a walkthrough of the UI for the PlayStation 5, and I thought there were some pretty interesting differences that I saw from, from their announcement and whatnot. Basically, like the design it's like, to me, in my opinion, it's pretty clean, about what I expected to see from Sony. It looks really nice and sleek. They did bring in some different features as far as, let me get to it here. Basically, they're using what looks like a card system, and within what it seems like is that they're really integrating the menu into the gameplay. So you know how right now PS4, it'll take you out to the screen to be able to do things and whatnot. They've got this little pop-up menu now that uses this card system that you can see from a game. You can see screenshots that you've taken. You can see how much progress you've made and things. Another really cool feature is that depending on what level you're on in the game, Sony has an estimate of how long they think it'll take you to finish that level. So say that you're late at night gaming, you can go and check and see, hey, how much time should I stop now, or should we power through and keep going? You know what I mean? Like, I think that's a really fancy little tool there as far as with that. But I was like, this looks pretty clean, man. I love the fact that they've gone and they've really updated and are building off of the current system that they have, and they're bringing in things that, again, listening to people's feedback, kind of bringing these features in that they think would work well and give us a different feel too. Because obviously you're going to the next generation. You expect there to be some sort of change. I need it to feel updated. You know what I mean? I don't want it to feel like the other one. So I think this system is clean, man. I'm really liking what I've seen so far. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to dig in to some of the details as far as changes and things like that. I want to say that there were some other
I will say this because I did see that too before, and I think the idea of the menu being integrated in the game itself, and then also switch play between multiple games is also is now accessible. So I think it's a really cool idea. Like, I think one of the cooler features of this too, because I know later on in this video they showed it. It's not going to be for all, but there are going to be some times where you can actually access like a video, like if you're stuck somewhere in a specific scenario, then you can instead of going on YouTube to look at it, there's a spot there that there's a card. I think that's what they're called, right? They're cards, right?
Yes.
There's a card that says, how do you get this one secret at so and so, and they show a video of doing it. Now, some people will probably say, oh, well, it's cheating, but at the same time, hey, if you're going to be doing that anyways, like, at least it's going to be easily accessible to doing it, instead of being like, hey, let me pause and see how this goes, and then check it on your phone while you're playing the game. Because hell, everyone's been kind of guilty on that with the level of frustration, So I think that it's a really cool idea of being fully interactive on it. And like, I guess the real thing is like, see, it looks nice and all, and especially with the first gen games, I want to really see how, or if this is going to be a feature that is just the bells and whistles now, or something that's going to stick in the future,
right.
Like, let's say like in a year or so, year or two or whatever, when things are starting to get more advanced on that system, and people are accessing more accessibility to it, even though they said that it's like the turnaround to getting a lot of the graphics is very easy. It's still a first year, it's going to get better like in the next couple of years or so. So I think it's like a wait and see. Like it sounds good, but I'm not fully sold on the idea yet. And then knowing Sony myself personally, and one more thing I'll say is that Sony has always good intentions of what they're wanting to do, but it turns out that it's either not worth the developers' time to do this kind of stuff, because something like this is definitely on the developer side for the game that they're to accommodate for these cards. And see, I just want to see if the developers are going to be very very forthcoming with those kind of stuff coming into it. So
and I know that they said that this, I don't think it's going to be available for all, like for updated games that went from PS4 up to PS5. I think some will have this feature, but I think some of the features will not be included in all of these. As you can see on the screen, if you're here in a live stream, you can also now share. You have the ability to share your screen in party chat with other people. I don't know if that then extends to having a camera and your screen, or if it's just, because I would love to see them be able to introduce some sort of video chat into their party chat. I mean, again, I don't know that a lot of people would utilize that, but it would be a cool option to be able to see. And just as we see more people streaming and doing things of this nature, I feel like it would be smart on their part to at least try to accommodate that, for people that use or primarily stream off of PlayStations.
Yeah.
It looks really user friendly, which I like. I'm assured that hey, if you get stuck on this part, here's a quick little video. That's probably not going to be for every game. Of course, like the new Little Big Planet, all the new games that we've seen advertised will probably have those features. But it looks really neat. I hope that it's customizable, because at this moment I can make out what things are, but I can't see them very well. You know what I mean? So like, can I change the letters to yellow? Can I make them bigger? You know what I mean? Like, I hope it's customizable to the point where it's not more of a distraction. Or, you know what I hate is when they add a feature that's supposed to be really helpful and it keeps popping up on your screen on accident because you keep hitting the wrong freaking button. Or, you get too close to the bottom and then it pops up. So it looks neat. I want to try it out for myself, but I, of course, didn't order one. So I'll try out Smitty's. I'll let you guys know how I feel about it later.
Well, Smitty's asleep. She just steals Smitty's and just plays it on her own.
I think I still have keys to your house. It's fine.
Oh, do you
really?
Maybe
not.
Yeah,
Who knows?
No, you gave that back to me. Yeah, remember I tasted the jerky. That the last time I was over, I came over to your place. Yeah.
That's when you dropped them off. No, maybe not.
I don't know. Snap. Yeah, you're right.
We're super digressing right now, but still, for the most part, yeah. But for the most part, I just think that overall, cool. Yeah, I mean,
it looks pretty clean, and I at least like the direction that they're going in, as far as not having to completely back out and to be able to access these menus. I love the fact that there's extra little bells and whistles within the UI, so you're able to do more within the game, you know what I mean? And kind of bringing in more community stuff, bringing in a place where you can easily access your screenshots. I've always felt like it was kind of clunky on PS4, you know what I mean? It's like, where the hell did the screenshots go? And you know what I mean? Like, where do I post them to? Like, things like that. So I do like the general direction that they're going in, and kind of trying to build out more of a community driven thing, that there's tools to kind of support that.
Yeah. So, I mean, it looks like I'm looking forward to it. I think that it's definitely a good breath of fresh air, breath of fresh air. Jeez, I don't know how I could say that. Yeah, and so it's I think it's definitely something that needed to have been done instead of looking the same for it. So the biggest thing is, like, I just really hope that they keep up with it. Like, I feel that this is going to be mostly on proprietary games, mostly, like obviously Sony based games are going to definitely take advantage of it because they know what this is. But like, if it's going to be accessible towards like third party, and if it expands well to third party, and they capitalize on with this technology on top of it, I think it could really be something, because in a way they could treat this like a social media kind of thing, like when it comes to this kind of deal, you know. So like so like the chance and the possibilities are definitely there, and I think that it's going to be something that that I think they're going the right way to go on. But it's hard to say, since we haven't really messed with it ourselves until when is it, November 12th when it comes out?
Yes,
I believe.
sir.
So
yes,
yeah,
sir.
so November 12th, because like I know me, when I'm playing some Speederman, I'm gonna definitely getting a I'm definitely gonna mess around with that. Yeah. Yeah, and see if it does well. Man, I hope, yeah. So if we yeah, so we'll definitely get that chance. What Smitty Tail says, it's sad to say the only motivation I have for a PS5 is the one aspect everyone seems to overlook, the haptic controller. I need that in my life. I like the technology of haptic controllers. Maybe it's because that the haptic controller is still kind of, it's brand new technology. We don't know what to expect out of it.
And that's the biggest, yeah. It's like, to me, that's a buzzword, but I don't know what that means in relation to me playing a game with the controller until I'm able to actually be like, oh, there's the haptic. You know what I mean? It's a word, it's a buzzword for me right now. So
like, you know what I feel like? You know what the haptic controller is for me? The haptic controller for me is the equivalent of us being introduced to the analog controller for the very first time. We don't know what the hell the analog controller was when they announced it when it came out for Resident Evil. I believe it was Resident Evil 2 was the first announcement of what an analog controller is. Yeah. Then you felt like, okay, this is what it was. It's like, oh, this is what makes it like it rumbles and stuff really cool, but all it is just rumbling. I mean, it was very ancient kind of with that kind of stuff. So I think the reason why no one's talking about the haptic controller is because that we don't know what to expect of what that haptic is. That's not a bad thing at all. It's just we're just gonna once we have it in our hands and we're like, oh, this is a hell of a lot better than what the DualShock 4 was.
Right.
You know? It's probably going to be.
I'm curious to know why Smitty is excited for it, if there's a specific reason that he knows of that's getting him excited about the controller. Because you're right, I really haven't heard anybody really say much about any of the peripherals, I guess, on it, and I'm a little skeptical for me because I had like 3 pairs of the wireless ones for PlayStation 4, and those cheaply designed things broke in the same place all 3 times, and I was like, nope, I'm done with you. It was solid until it broke. It was made with cheap plastic. You know what I mean? There was no metal within it, dude. So like after a while, it just wore out and would snap. So it's like I'm kind of hesitant on some of their peripherals because I feel like some of their stuff, they have good intentions for them, but like they don't execute how, you know what I mean? They'll make it look real cool, but then you get it in your hands or whatever, and you're just like, oh, this is not as great as I thought. Why did I pay this premium price when I could have gone with a brand that has lasted me 3+ years? You know what I'm saying?
I usually go with first party for most of them, but yeah. What were you saying?
Yeah.
The controllers are supposed to be like it's basically haptic means like 3D kinetic, like kinesthetic, basically. So when you're touching it, like I'm a button smasher. This controller is gonna be an issue for me. I'm just gonna come out and say it. I like smashing buttons, and this isn't gonna be that type of controller at all. You're gonna glide your finger across and it's going to work. At least that's what it's supposed to do.
That's how I'm interpreting it too. I definitely
You're not really gonna be pressing on anything. You might apply pressure, but I don't think you're really, do you know what I mean? Like I feel like haptic is a word we're going to be talking a lot about this podcast, but
haptic is going to be like teraflops.
Do I have more teraflops for you? Don't you worry.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like, I mean, we'll see. I mean,
Nightmare
it's
says,
yeah.
Sorry,
so like,
Nightmare said, "What about party chats on PS5?" We went over that a little bit. They are bringing in the ability to be able to share your screen within a party chat. We don't know if that extends to your video camera as well, or just being able to share your screen. But you can do that directly in a party chat.
Yeah. So I mean, that'll be pretty. I mean, I don't know. Like, I personally, like, it's funny because like now when you're a streamer, like for me, when I do all this stuff, I usually don't do that stuff integrated with the system anymore. I kind of just do that Like when I play online with someone, I'm using Discord for most of the things, you know?
Right.
So yeah, so like it's kind of so it's kind of very 50-50. I don't know if something for me, but you know, like I don't know. So we'll
Are you talking about with the party chat?
Yeah, when it comes to party chat and stuff like that, because when people play, like I don't. Unfortunately, it's funny. When you say that you could play online with anybody, and then you do, but then when you actually have it, I don't play online with anybody. I play with my friends. So I don't want to deal. I don't want to deal with anyone new. You know, that's just me. But like, yeah. So it's like, okay, my friends know how to reach me. We'll use the Discord, and we'll just have a fun time. You know, that's how I usually play it. And but that's just my own little flaw, I guess. You know. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's see.
I am not flirting with any of you, by the way. I just want to make that very clear.
A game can have a gun jamming like Fallout New Vegas, and your controller's trigger won't move because the gun is jammed in game. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
See, and that all sounds cool and great and fantastic, but I need to experience that before.
We'll need to experience it
before I can be like, oh, I love this or I hate it, because I don't know. You know what I mean?
Well,
yeah.
I think the other thing too is, and more importantly for me, is I've gone through probably like 5 or 6 different controllers. So like I'm more concerned about the build and the quality of the build and if it's gonna last, because I'm not the easiest on controllers either, but like I have like the drift on most of my controllers, or the R2 trigger doesn't work. And yeah, dude, like it's crazy. Like I can't even use the one because like sometimes it won't like go up and stuff like that. Like it's the weirdest thing, and maybe I am just rough with it, but like come on now, I get into the game.
There's only one third-party controller that I ever picked up on my Nintendo or my PS4. Well, besides the 8-bit dude, but that wasn't even because of me. But like on my PS4, I picked up a Nacon Revolution 2 controller, and that controller is one of my favorite controllers I've ever had. And but for some reason, Nacon doesn't have the rights to sell it in America. So only way I got it was when I went to Japan last year and saw it at a store, and I was like, okay, I'm picking this sucker up when I have a chance. And then like I loved it ever since. That's the only controller that's better than the DualShock 4. So I will say that. So let's see.
Pharmacy, I have that happen a lot in a lot of games that I'm playing. All of a sudden, my character just takes off and veers left. I'm like, excuse you, I'm not touching.
I have those on. Yeah, I have those on Joy-Cons too.
And my Joy-Cons.
Yes,
it's so annoying. Joy-Cons.
Yeah,
I tried playing Mario 64, dude. I that was upsetting. That was upsetting.
I never play with the Joy-Cons though, so that's probably why it doesn't work for me, or it works fine for me. I usually play with the Pro Controller.
I need the screen this close to my face.
I have banana hands, man. I can't do anything about that.
I have TV hands, okay? I need the screen this close when I play it. Dust is like, we have a 4K. Just put. I'm like, no, and I just lay in bed with it in my face like a child.
Okay, so we're switching on to my topic over there. I know we really digressed on that, but still.
Yeah, we did a little bit. That's okay. It's okay.
Okay, mine is more PS5. I think I kind of glossed over it last week a little bit about the PlayStation Store is changing on their website. They're moving some big changes. So this week we got an email in our any PlayStation members and stuff got an email to us. I got an email on Thursday saying the brand new PlayStation Store launches on mobile on the 21st to 26th. So the following changes will come into effect online between the 21st to October to the 26th, and on mobile on the 28th. So the new changes, as I said last week, was that you can no longer be able to buy PlayStation 3 games or add-ons, PSP Vita games or add-ons, PlayStation Vita games on the add-ons, apps, themes, or avatars. They're all being removed for accessibility to on the store itself. This is the PlayStation Store if you're getting access to it on your PC. On your PC or mobile, on your mobile phone itself. So they're still there, but it's not going to be visible at all. So that's what's going to suck. So the only way the wish list feature also will be discontinued, and the items currently in your wish list will be removed slowly. So basically the only way that you'll gain access to this is you have to have the specific system that you're wanting to that's on the, like if it's on the Vita or if it's on the PSP or the PlayStation 3, you have to go and go on that specific system to do those kind of changes, like for that, the themes, the avatars, whatever, for that. So because of that, so people like on the internet, people online this week were showing how much of a gripe that this issue. It hasn't been implemented yet. It's going to come next week, I believe, late next week. And people have been saying a lot of bad things about this. It's like, why are you doing this? Because like switching over this to the, like, why are you going to tell us to go on our PS3 to do all this downloads and stuff like that? You know what? Pharmacy says, who still owns a Vita? I own a Vita. Smitty owns a Vita. Vitas are very good systems. I think they've been are really rated. I still play it, but like it's very fun systems to get on it. But like still, my biggest fear on the Vita is that like when you're doing stuff like that, you're telling us to go on systems that y'all don't support anymore. You know, and then yet you're telling me like, you're going to go on the PlayStation Store that has probably is stuck in its ways. It's because, I mean, if anyone remembers how to get on the PlayStation Store and the PlayStation 3, it was horrible because how slow it was. And then now it's just going to be even worse and stuff. Yeah. And so now it's like, so I guess my biggest question is why? Like, why is PlayStation making it harder for harder for people to just do this stuff, to just pick up the games in one spot? To do this, why is it so hard for them to just say PlayStation 3, Vita, or maybe classic stuff, or just like put a tab on their store that says classic, and then put a thing that allows you to do that stuff, and still allow you to install it from your point thing? Because one of the best features I loved about that was that when you went on the PlayStation Store on your PC and you said download, it's readily available on your PS3 and your PS Vita. You don't have to do anything extra on that, and it's like it's so annoying that they're doing it, because I don't know. I just kind of wanted to get y'all's view on this too, like what y'all thought about this.
Dude, and I think we talked about this a little bit a few weeks ago. Excuse me, but I feel like, yeah, very strongly, Sony is trying to move away from trying to support any of the older stuff. I think architecturally, it is too much of a pain in the ass for them to try to bring these things over to the PS5 ecosystem and what they're trying to do. And I think they're just saying, you know what, dude, we just got to walk away from this. People are going to be salty about it or whatever, but I think this is the easiest way for them to just continue moving forward with next gen stuff and whatnot. And I think it's just too much of a resource stretch to try to for them to try to support it and bring that stuff along. That's just my opinion on it.
Theoretically, though, yeah, but I mean, like they're not doing anything. It's technically not a PS5 ecosystem. It's the PlayStation Store. It's its own standalone. They're just making it harder to access games that are inside something that they're already serving on their to accessibility from their website. The website should be the easiest way to get what you're wanting, what you're wanting.
But I still think I think that they're just completely trying to walk away from everything that they've done, essentially. Other than the PS4, like I don't mean from the PS4, but anything below that, I think they are literally just like, you know, dude, we don't want to deal with this. We're walking away. Hey, you can still access this shit, but we are not going to support it. Basically, that's what I read from that.
The truth, yeah. I mean, why else would they do it the way that they're doing if they're not trying to get away from that and making the consumer market work harder for something that's on a system that they no longer are going to be pushing updates or any of that for, makes them possibly want the new updated system. I think in their mind they're like reverse psychology, but it's just pissing people off. I mean,
that's still not a good enough excuse, because I still think that's still not a good enough excuse, because like what Pharmacy posted right here. Well, like I'm just saying, because what Pharmacy just posted on here says it's an interesting play between both companies, because Sony is sticking with PS4 titles after PS5, and Microsoft is supporting everything from the Xbox One to the OG Xbox, and that's my point. it's like this move is not necessary. That's what makes it doesn't make sense, because like what's going to happen is that you can like they're still porting PlayStation 1 games to allow you to play on the PS4 or the PS5. So like if that's still going to be accessible, because if you've noticed, that is not that's one of the things that are still going to be accessible off of their website. So but not but how can you support that but not want to support like your other titles and stuff like that you're wanting to say one-stop shop for playing your to pick up your games and to pick up your stuff? Because like that's kind of like saying, hey, you have a computer and they're saying, hey, the only way you can get this is you have to have Windows XP or Windows Millennia Edition just to get this one specific program. It's like, good luck on trying to get it or try to take your time on it. It's like but it's going to be there instead of getting it on our new stuff easily to accept easily accessible, unless they're changing something on the back end side with your account, is where what is the only way or the only reason why I could easily see why they would do something like this.
I mean, again, too. I mean, but like, I just feel like I feel like this is almost like PlayStation again getting caught with their pants down. And I really feel like they have been trying to play catch up, whereas Xbox is kind of, they got humbled here not too long ago by their community and fans, and they've really made changes. You can see from what we're seeing now to say, hey, we're here, we're listening to the community, we've heard what you guys are saying, we are making moves to do this. Whereas PlayStation now is in that process where they're just like, we have not positioned ourselves for this next wave of gaming. And I think we're seeing those comeuppance, and they're having to make these choices now based on these past things that are just like, look, dude, like this, we take this option, put the time, put the resources into doing this, or we just say, you know what, we're just going to focus on this, and this is where our focus is on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I really don't know. Like, I just think maybe it's just maybe also a regional kind of thing. Cause like, I mean, if you really notice like how Nintendo of America has one of the worst like net codes I've ever seen for a system for it. And like and Sony obviously messed up with their PlayStation network with their PlayStation PSN IDs from the start, because with some of the issues with like wasn't able to change your PlayStation names without without like penalizing yourselves and stuff. And to be honest with you, this is like, this kind of move doesn't surprise me with Sony. Sony has always been kind of weird this way, all the way back to the PlayStation 1 if you really look into it. But like yeah, with their pants coming pulling down, the pants pulling down moment would be what they're doing right now, because theoretically, like if we're wanting to compete like with Microsoft's like Xbox Live and all that stuff, you want more accessibility for what you've made in the past and stuff, and what you care about in your backwards compatibility. But you're limiting people to do that. Now, I mean, I don't think it's going to be a grand big deal personally overall, because I really don't. I think I've always said this. I've always said backwards compatibility is a little overrated when it comes to this kind of thing, because most people wouldn't want you to be playing PS3 or PS2 games, even though PS2 has really memorable games and stuff. But I think that from the longer run, that most people are going to be sticking kind of closer to the closer gens, if anything. But I still think that they should still give you access to your stuff that you have had. Like, I mean, especially the digital stuff that you purchased on the PSN store itself. And now you can't. And now you can't even access that if it was something that was meant for the PS3, which is really kind of messed up, in my opinion, on them putting like a cap on it like that. So,
I mean, if your
yeah.
PSN account is the same across the board, regardless of what system you're using, essentially you should be able to go into any store, correct me if I'm wrong, purchase a game for maybe a Vita through, a web browser, and then go to your Vita, log in, boom, it's there, you download it, right?
No, well,
Not
the
now.
real world,
Theoretically, yes, that
the real world would be, yeah, that'd be amazing. I would love it that way. But
Okay,
like
I'll
remember,
do it.
I've been
Let's
I've
go.
been bitching and moaning about Scott Pilgrim. Remember Scott Pilgrim? Scott Pilgrim was a digital only content game that you can only download for the PS3. So that means essentially I could only buy Scott down if I wanted to buy to download Scott Pilgrim again. Theoretically, I would have to go pull up my PS3, go into the PlayStation Store and download it directly from there. But yet it was a PlayStation Network Store only exclusive, or like X-Men or Dungeons and Dragons or the Simpsons arcade game. All those games. Fat Princess was one that's like all that stuff was those were PSN Store exclusives that were all specifically meant for the PS3. You won't have access to that anymore on the PlayStation website anymore. So that's
that's
the kind of
crazy,
stuff.
dude.
Yeah, that's
Like,
exactly what I'm
yeah,
saying. It's like why am I not able to have access to that to be able to play that anywhere else? That doesn't
right.
make any sense to me. So yeah, let's see what Pharmacy was saying. Spending too much time on exclusive third-party deals and ignoring things coming in the future. Microsoft did this going in Xbox One generation. That's what, to be honest with you, what Microsoft really set themselves up for a good future when they started working on
Mm-hmm.
on their networking at an early rate. With Xbox Live on the original Xbox, just got better and better and better. And then when they had to pivot, because it wasn't a choice with Xbox One, but they had to survive. They had that to back and to improve. And then even with their Azure stuff with their cloud services, it just fit in very naturally. So no, that was a good job. That's the one good thing I will say with Xbox on what they're doing. Now all they need now are games and exclusives to kind of to oomph them better, to get them better out there. And backwards compatibility is more for archiving, if anything, so titles don't get lost in the future. Yeah, that's true, but I mean, it's virtually impossible to do that on the place in the Sony ether. I mean, unfortunately, that's where the frustration is. Unless you have a backwards compatible PS3, or which I'm probably going to look for eventually, the big boys, the biggins, I like to call it. And then yeah, and is what I'm going to stick with, because I have a ton of PS2 games, like a ton of PS2 games. I don't even have PS2 anymore, so
I
just
do.
definitely need to deal with it. Yeah, see,
At my dad's house, he uses it as a DVD player.
see, I mean,
That's awesome.
it was a great system. It was a great system.
Still
So we'll
is,
see.
yeah.
Yeah. So, and you remember it just I mean, like the last game was came out in like 2010, 2011. It was crazy.
For PS2?
So, yeah, PS2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because
So,
I have a Guitar Hero for PS2.
oh yeah, that's true. Guitar Hero. Well,
Wow.
yeah, that was
I
during the
think this is back
transition.
at 1.
Yeah, Guitar Hero 2 was the last Guitar Hero on, and there was Rock Band. There was a Rock Band on the PS2.
There was, yeah.
Yeah.
And it
So,
included the drums and everything.
yeah.
I
So
remember
it was
that.
crazy. It's crazy.
That was
Real
good.
crazy. All right, Lex.
Me!
Why don't you bring it home for us? What are you bringing to the table?
Well, teraflops. No, Haptic, actually. So, Corsair is coming out with a headphone. Man, I don't know how I feel about it. So, Corsair's latest headset dances on your dome with haptic feedback. So, basically, what Corsair is doing is taking the effects that our controllers had with the rumble sensation and putting it on our heads, on our
Mm.
domes. The idea is predicted on the notion that we feel deep bass as vibration more than we actually hear it. To help with this, the ear cups and the HS60 Haptic are outfitted with tactical transducers that Taction describes as 200 pounds of subwoofer in a 1 ounce module. What this does is generate tactical feedback in response to low end frequencies like thumping bass in music, or say a grenade going off in a game. According to Corsair, this facilitates being able to perceive sounds while gaming that other headsets seem to miss. Hearing the deep rumble or explosions of the reverberations hum of nearby machinery is a rich, more engaging experience with HS60. So basically, what they're saying is if you wear this headset, you're going to go deaf by the time you're 35. No. So I looked up how much it was going to cost. This headset is about $129. There are features that I felt like should be there but are actually missing. So here's what it comes with. So experience the game like never before with the haptic base powered by Taction. Adjustable ear cups fitted with plush memory foam provide exceptional comfort. High quality custom tuned 50 millimeter neodymium audio drivers deliver superb sound with the range to hear everything you need on a battlefield. But earlier I read somewhere that it doesn't have like side detection. So if you've ever played a game, even Fortnite, you hear someone coming up behind you, you can tell in your headset, oh, they're behind me. They're to the right. They're to the left. And somewhere in one of these articles that I read said that it may not actually have that, but the sound quality is so good, you won't miss it. But if you're playing a shooter and it's last man standing, you need that. But yeah, they look cool. They're interesting. Fully detachable noise canceling, lightweight and durable, one ear volume and haptic effect controls enable on the fly, so you can turn them off and on. It seems connects to your PC via USB. It is not cord free, but yeah, I was curious what you guys thought of this. I don't know how I feel. So I used to love the rumble on my controller. I still love the rumble on. I have Pokemon Pinball for my Game Boy Color, and I still use it. I love it. I think it's amazing. So
nope, I'm not doing it. But there's no reason. Why would you want rumble in your ears? Like why? You know what this kind of reminds me of, this kind of technology. It's like that 3D technology where it's like, hey, you want to be standing still, but you're wanting to run. So they have that weird slopey dome thing that you're running, right, standing, running, and you have that little ring around yourself. It's like, who would naturally like have that, like that kind of setup to do that, unless you're just a dude that just has a lot of FU money and then just like, you know what, I'm gonna do that. I'm good, man. Like the gaming glasses is I can understand why you would want that, because it actually does something. It filters out the blue lights. I could easily understand that. I can understand the rumble because you're wanting to have rumble like in certain parts of that. Now it's like it's natural. It feels weird not to have it. But like, why would you want rumble in your in your ear mixed with 3D sound audio? All you care about for sound, as opposed for a headset, is that there's dynamic sound on saying how far is that gunshot when you hear it, or if it's close, is it near, is it behind me, is it on the side? That's all you care about. Basically, rumble for your ears is equivalent to teraflops for us. It's just bullcrap. We don't need it. There's no reason for us to. It's just a price hike, to a price jump to do it. And personally, not a big fan of Corsair when it comes to that kind of stuff anyways with these accessories. So this is just this is basically FU money just down the drain for me. What do you think?
I was gonna say, well, also too, it shows, and I highlighted here in this article, it lacks features like virtual 7.1 surround sound or RGB lighting, and it is not a wireless solution. So yeah, again, to me, that's kind of a cash grab type of deal. Hey, here's this thing that you don't really need, that you never thought you needed, but you need it. You know what I mean? Like, you'll be fine. And again, I would rather have the 7.1 surround sound than my headphones rumbling and stuff like that. Like, I think it could be a cool novelty thing. But again, it's kind of like someone that's just got money to burn. I can see somebody maybe checking that out, and they're going to have other things, and there's going to be better versions, I'm sure, of this. I think this is just kind of one of those test things. Hey, here's this cool thing that you really don't need, but we got it for you for a premium price. You know what I mean? And then when it comes down to it, you're missing things like the 7.1 or other things that you would improve sound quality and things that are actually more beneficial to headphones than it going.
What's even weird too is, like I said, it doesn't have RGB. It's like, why would you want RGB when it's on the side of your ears?
True. Like, you're not a real gamer unless you got RGB everything.
You want unicorn vomit. That's what that is.
Yeah, basically. Well, and like here's the thing, like I mean, all stream, like I've been shaking my foot and like munching on stuff because I feel like super seisurey at the moment. And I keep hearing what seems like sound effects in my headphones. I messaged the boys like, is someone pushing sound effects or like I feel like I'm losing my mind. But I mean, if I wore these, who's to say that it wouldn't cause I like to me it's like, oh, that's asking for trouble for me. I don't even know. Um yeah, well, I mean, here's the thing too. I also don't know like if you have full peripheral, are you guys even able to see if you had RGB on your headphones?
I mean, if you
I
have
mean,
good
unless you
peripheral
were
vision, maybe, but like, why would
yeah,
see?
what's the
But that
I've
takes
got
you out of
some.
the
I've got
game.
some Corsairs. I've got some Corsairs that are RGB right
Oh
now.
no!
Oh?
It's
Do you
just
use them?
it's just lightly, but like it go not really. I don't really use
Oh,
they're wireless though, but yeah. Gives you a
huh.
little aesthetic thing, but nothing crazy.
Okay.
And again, this just actually makes me better at video games. So you know, at least word around the street is.
Yeah,
It's not
it makes you
for
better
you, for
faster.
others.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, I mean, it's stupid. That's just like,
I
oh my
just
gosh.
it's not really worth it. I also think like with the 7.1 like these headphones are amazing. I don't know if I'll
Mm,
ever switch. And I've got like a device like glued down to my it stickums to your
mm,
what's this called? A desk. Thank you, Lex. You're welcome.
a
Um
desk.
yeah, but like I can change like how much like I want for like sub or like especially if I'm playing like Five Nights at Freddy's like the fourth one. The
Mm,
bottom base is so heavy that it feels like your brain rattles. And I thankfully like my headset, I'm able to adjust that so I don't lose my brains through the liquid ears coming
yeah.
out, because that's what it feels like. And I just can't imagine how no, there's no way. Nope, I'm good. Thanks though,
Everyone
Corsair.
knows RGB gives a 5% accuracy for every RGB item you're using your setup. So you get a bonus of everything that's RGB. Oh my god. If it's only natural, it's facts, So nah, I don't know, man.
Exactly.
It's so funny to me that they would do that. But no, it's too much. It's too much. They're trying to reinvent the wheel with this kind of thing. So the whole thing is a little crazy. So yeah, so no, it's just extra BS that you're wanting to add to it. But what's weird is that it's $129. What's actually kind of funny though too, because us being as streamers and stuff, we kind of focused like audio is very important to us. And so like for
Huge.
me, I don't want to like the only kind of headset I want is a broadcasting headset so that amplifies my voice. And usually those kind of headsets doesn't do it for me. So like I usually use like a audio interface for that kind of stuff. So
Right.
and to do that, to perform with this kind of thing, maybe if it's like a gaming session, like a private gaming session. But not for the most part, I don't usually get gaming peripherals like that anymore. I get like basically a level higher than that, for me personally. So yeah, so even if I was like interested, it would have to do something a little more than what it's providing me
Yeah. Well,
personally. So
I mean, even when I was shopping for headphones, like I'd asked Smitty, I was like, what do you like? Because I was using the PS4 Pros for so long. I loved them.
hmm
And then they crumbled
hmm
basically, and I had to get a new headset. I went to
yeah.
Best Buy, I went to Fry's. I tried on every headset you can imagine. And this is the only one that fully encompasses my ear. And
Mm.
then with the padding, it doesn't smash my glasses or my tubing in the back for I mean after about 5 hours I'm like, okay, I'm dying and I have to take them off. But that's with any headset.
Right.
But I was really picky, and thankfully these ones are for professional gamers who are in tournament style. This is like their tournament edition, and it's
hmm
fantastic. I love them, and I can tell if someone's trying to sneaky snake on me. And it's real interesting to have headphones that bring you into the war scenario essentially when you do play those games. And I can't imagine a grenade going off and these are rumbling, and then I've got to shoot Joe Schmo over here before he shoots me, but I can't hear him because guess what? My headphones are rumbling. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, didn't
Oh
hear him
man,
come in. I got shell shock. Good job, you.
it's
I'm
funny.
good.
Yeah, so I think it's a no for all of us here for it,
Agreed.
and so that's cool.
Novelty item at best.
Yeah. Hey Lex, what do you have planned for the week?
Oh yeah. So we're gonna do some makeup looks this week to give you guys some inspo for Halloween. I'm real excited. We're gonna start off with Billy, Winifred's ex-boyfriend from Hocus Pocus. So we're gonna use some liquid latex and cotton, and I'm so excited.
Nice.
We're gonna start Amnesia this week. Also, if you guys remember, I loved the 8-bit horror game called Faith. They came out with a third, and the demo's available to play. So we're gonna play that this week too. Barbara's gone. I know. Cry some tears. She's gone.
No, it's more like about time. That's what we needed.
We're gonna play some Phasmophobia and Among Us and just have a blast. I'm real excited.
I still need to play Phasmophobia, man.
Let's get on it, son.
No, I haven't played it.
Well,
I think we're supposed to be playing later tonight. There's a group of people that are talking about playing.
I heard.
Just
take my spot.
Let me know when you do, because that's what I'm interested. I really want to play it. It's just like never had a chance, So yeah.
You poor thing. I'm so sorry.
I'm definitely down. Yes, so
that's my week.
Okay. Smitty, what about you? What are you up to?
Man, I'm just trying to survive the week. I got a bunch of deadlines and things happening next week work-wise. However, I did. So earlier in the year, I was given a chance to alpha test for Second Extinction, and that just came out on early access, and they gave me a key for it. So I think I'm going to jump back into that and maybe try to get some of that in. And I need to get back to Home Sweet Home. I said we're going to beat this game before the end of this month, and I need to get grinding on it. So that's kind of the plan for myself. And then, of course, I've been sprinkling some Avengers. I know they've made some changes. They're actively making changes to that game. So I'm still not at end game level yet. So I've been, I'm not grinding as hard at it, but I'll get it in here or there when I get some moments and stuff too. So what about yourself, man? What do you got going on?
I am going to, I've been on this fun raid of playing, what's the name of the game? Yakuza. That's what it's
Genshin?
Yakuza 0. No, I'm not going to stream Genshin. My rule with Genshin is a fun game. Don't get me wrong. I do like it, but I don't think that it was like something that I'd want to be consistently playing, because it's going to eventually just be gotcha galore. And I know Dust is basically hooked on it still.
He's watching videos now. I'm like, no.
See, has plans. What I am planning on doing though is I am thinking about going back to Monster Hunter a little bit on the PS4. I only have the one on the PS4.
Ooh, I don't. Let me know.
Because like
trash about it.
I do talk so much trash because you're playing it on the PC that I can't play with you, because I refuse to go back to that whole thing.
Too.
You do?
But I don't have the winter one.
So we can't play still. I got to do the winter one. So
I have it
I'm
for
just
PC
saying,
though.
Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna. You got it for PC? Yeah, I'm not gonna get it on PC.
I do.
So I'm definitely gonna be playing some Monster. I want to do the last fight, the last boss, big boss. I need to level up for it. That thing looks awesome. But so going to play that with friends again, and see where that's going to take me. So definitely go check that out, and just have some more fun, So and just pray that there is going to be a video card available so I can actually build my computer. So let's see where that's going to go. Guys, this was episode number 69 of the CFG GameCast. Thank you for being a part of the conversation, as always. We'll be back again next week with some more awesome content, but during that time, if that's too long for you, be sure to go check us out on any podcast services. We're on Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, all sorts of different kinds of podcast services. And also be sure to give us a like, a comment, a follow, what have you on it. Or if you want to check out the videos, because we're actually starting to archive all our highlight videos on our on our YouTube page, the CFG channel. So definitely go check us out there too. But if you want everything in one nice tight package, go to the main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, for some more awesome content. So once again, this is Davis, Lex, and Smitty signing off. Y'all take it easy.